Y'all ready to march right on into the spring? Hey y'all, I'm Jasmeen, the owner of House of Chiron Astrology and Reiki, and I make the language of astrology digestible for all of y'all. So welcome to my channel. This is the place where we talk about all things astrology, all things healing, all things mental health, all of the things, okay? I am not only your favorite astrologer, but I am also your Reiki master. I am also your mental health professional. And, I just come here and share what I learn and what I know, my experience, and all of that good stuff. So, if you are looking to do readings or get a Reiki session with me, I am offering that as well. You can find that information in the description box below. But if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss anything that I share with you all on this platform. Okay, you can keep up to date with all the tips and things that I provide. Okay. So now with that being said, if you are returning, welcome back. Welcome back. We are heading into the month of March, marching on into the springtime. Okay. So we are about to embark on the spring equinox. Is it equinox? Yeah. See, I done lost all of it. My whole mind is gone. But anywho, so we're getting ready to march on into a new season. Let's just say that, okay? And there's a lot going on in the month of March that we need to digest, and I need to divulge to all of y'all, okay? Now, March is going to be presenting like a transformative period, right? So the very beginning of the month, we start off with that Chiron conjunction with the North Node that happens at 17 degrees in Aries. And so this is going to be all about deep reflection and, bringing up things from like our past traumas, just so we can work through it. We got to face it to kind of get through it. So that's going to be something. Mercury is going to also enter into Aries. When Mercury is in the sign of Aries, it seems like it's in that sign the least amount of time than it is in any other sign. So we'll talk all about that as well, because communication is going to shift, right? More assertive, more direct. And then we have a new moon in Pisces that's happening. So it's going to be a very beautiful, intuitive, kind of spiritual renewal and a very new beginning that we are embarking on. And then we have Venus also entering into Pisces. So relationships, they're going to be doing some things, okay? And then we're going to have the start of the spring with the sun moving into Aries. Yeah, so it's the spring equinox. I said that right the first time. I was right. Okay, yeah. So the spring equinox is when the sun moves into Aries. So we're going to have that. So new beginnings are happening all around the board. Then we have the culmination of the full moon in Libra. So releasing anything that is out of balance while Mars is in Pisces doing its thing. Okay. So starting off, let's start talking about this North Node conjunction to Chiron that's at 17 degrees Aries. Okay. This happens on March the 5th. But we have been feeling this very sensitive and tender energy since about mid-February. And we're going to experience this feeling and this energy until about mid-March, right? So it's happening from about February the 25th, but we felt it as early as February the 19th, all the way to about March the 13th. And it's happening at 17 degrees. So during this time, there's really going to be a focus on deep reflection and healing. And so this alignment is really helping us to, feel through things that need to be felt through in order for us to heal through these things, right? So if you think about past events that happened, because the last time that this happened was back in 2008, where we had the North Node conjunct Chiron. And so this happened when we had the housing crisis, right? And then the election of the first Black president. So all of that happened around that same time. So just kind of keep that in mind. There might be some world events that are historical that kind of come to light, because it's time tends to repeat itself. Okay. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about Chiron, right, and what it represents. So Chiron is the wounded healer. We know that. If y'all have not checked out my Chiron in All Signs series, I'll go ahead and link that somewhere up here. You can go ahead and look at the Chiron. I talk about Chiron through all the signs. So that way you can get a understanding of what Chiron in your sign actually means for you. But also, talking a little bit about it, it's the wounded healer, right? So it represents wounds and healing. And it's not necessarily about you needing to fix anything. It's more so about acceptance, right? And taking in that level of acceptance so it can turn that pain into passion and that passion into power and, just kind of inspire others to do the same. Now, the North Node symbolizes our path forward. It's about growth. It's the destiny, the thing that we're supposed to be obtaining in this lifetime. And so it's really the hardest thing to really focus on, because the South Node is what you're bringing into this life, what you're already used to, what you're comfortable with. And so we tend to get stuck in that South Node in energy and not really focusing or trying to like achieve the North Node energy, but we can feel that cosmic push towards that North Node trying to help us grow and align, right? So anywho, that's what's happening. So the wounds and the future purpose person that you're supposed to become is coming into an alignment. So it's bringing attention to issues related to our sense of self-worth, as well as how we see ourselves, right? Our image, right? Because it's Aries energy. It's about our confidence. It's about, that courageous spirit. It's very fiery. Aries is fiery energy. And so it's really kind of picking up that influence, right? Also keep in mind that Aries is ruled by Mars. So this can make issues feel more intense, and they might lead to conflicts or feelings of aggression. Now, it could be internal conflict, but it also could be external conflicts as well. It just depends on how this is happening in your chart. Now, also keep in mind that Aries is a cardinal sign. So people with cardinal signs, especially those that are happening, cardinal placements in the personal planets, right? So, your luminaries, so it could be sun and moon, it could be Mercury, Venus, and Mars. Those are going to be really impacted. So if you have cardinal energy in any of those personal planets from 10 to 25 degrees, you're really going to be feeling this more strongly than anyone else, right? And so you might find it, we all might find it a bit challenging to achieve our goals during this time, because we're having to focus on, these wounds or these triggers or the things that are just coming up from the past that we thought that we, healed through, because it's creating like an internal struggle. So keep that in mind. Also, if you just don't feel as motivated, it's because of this energy more than likely. All right. So the key to making the most of this is to face the challenges directly, being honest with ourselves, being honest with our past traumas and unresolved issues is going to be very crucial, and also pivotal towards our transformation, right? The evolution that this can possibly bring. Right. So we're opening the door to healing and also personal growth if we face these things head on. Right. And it's also probably beneficial to engage in some shadow work. Right. So, shadow work involves confronting and integrating the darker unconscious aspects of ourselves. So, the things that we might ignore or deny is really saying, hey, face those things, really look into it, and either you're going to accept it or you're going to do something about it. So that way it's not there. It's not a bother for you anymore. Right. So this could really include acknowledging and accepting those fears, our insecurities, unresolved trauma, so on and so forth. Right. And so Chiron's influence brings the shadowy aspects up to the surface, right? And providing an opportunity for that deep healing and that transformation by shining that light on those shadows and telling us, hey, we got to face this with courage and compassion. We have to release these old wounds and patterns that no longer serve us. And like I said, it's nothing to fix. It's only things to accept, right? So just kind of keep that in mind, incorporate, your shadow work, incorporate, psychotherapy, if that's something that you would like to, dive into. I'm always going to advocate for the therapists out there. I am striving to be one, a licensed one at that. So there you go. Now, moving on, we're going to talk about Mercury entering into Aries. This happens on March 9th all the way through May 15th. It's wild, right? So the only reason why Mercury in Aries is staying in this sign for so long is because Mercury stations retrograde on April 1st, okay? So from March to May, Mercury will be in the sign of Aries. Other than that, it probably would have been out by the end of March, like really quickly. So This is the planet of communication and intellect, and it's going through the fiery sign of Aries. So it's igniting our mental process with the assertiveness and the vigor of that Aries energy, right? So the transit through Aries is going to really prompt us to express ourselves with confidence and clarity, and also help us to embrace ourselves and be more direct and forthright in our communication, right? So during this time that Mercury's in Aries is going to be sextile in Pluto, that's in Aquarius. And so this is going to bring like a harmonious aspect to this transformative energy. Pluto is there in Aquarius, and it's like making a lot of changes and things, right? So we're going to be fostering deep insights and penetrating conversations. So it's a really great time to go ahead and talk to a therapist or talk to someone that you can trust. It's going to help you kind of like, you know, unearth the things that are buried deep into your psyche, that Pluto energy. So this alignment is encouraging us to really dive deep beneath those surfaces and explore the depths of our thoughts and our ideas. And this could lead to like a powerful breakthrough and really deep, profound revelations. It's a time for uncovering hidden truths and embracing the change that comes with, opening our mind and our hearts, right? If we remain open, if we stay open, you never know what can come for you, right? All the goodness. So moreover, Mercury is going to be making a conjunction with the North Node and Chiron. That's an Aries. So this is adding an extra layer to that influence of, that conjunction that I was just speaking about, right? Like I said, it's our collective destiny and this growth, while Chiron represents the wounded healer. So when Mercury comes into contact with this energy, it's going to be giving us ideas, and we might have like some type of communication or some type of correspondence that comes. So it can like help us create a plan, to kind of work through these things and help us to really be assertive and communicate what it is that we're feeling. Now, Mercury is going to, like I mentioned, the station in retrograde from April 1st to April 25th. So this is going to, I'll go into that in April, but not right now, but it's going to introduce a period of introspection and reassessment. So we're probably going to be revisiting this energy of that North Node Chiron conjunction, really going inward and having to reassess some things, and maybe even a revisit of some experiences that we're having, during this time right now. All right. So, let's see, anything else on that? I think that's about it. But yeah, just in summary, Mercury is going to be going through Aries. So things might be feeling like it's speeding up until it stations retrograde. And you're going to be feeling more powerful, more direct. You're going to be speaking with clarity and thinking quickly. So just make sure that you're taking the time to process things and you're pausing. Practice the pause before you react. A response is more intelligent than a reaction. Okay. Responses require thought and process. A reaction does not. So there you go. All right, now moving on, we have this new moon that happens at 20 degrees Pisces on March 10th. And I will, of course, as always, go into really deep detail on this new moon energy in the new moon reading that I will post in about another week or so. So like I said, it happens on March 10th, which is very interesting because that's my love's birthday. It's so interesting. And he's a Pisces. So that's something to consider. But anywho, um, yeah, so this is happening on March 10th at 20 degrees. So it's kind of like it's inviting us to embark on a journey of imagination and intuition and spiritual renewal because, Pisces, be creative, be dreamy. And, Pisces is like that. It's the final sign of the zodiac. So it's associated with all the things that are about endings, right? So dreams and sleep and also association with creativity and our subconscious mind. So it's making this moon energy really potent for setting intentions relating to inner exploration and making your dreams become a reality, right? Also that emotional healing, because keep in mind that we do have Saturn that is in Pisces. So it's helping us to really create tangible things from our dreams, right? Making it something that we can actually hold on to for the long term. All right. So, like I said, I'll go deeper into the new moon in Pisces forecast in the new moon in Pisces video that will be coming out in about a week or so. Okay. Now, moving forward, we have Venus entering into Pisces, and that happens on the very next day, March 11th, and it will remain in the sign of Pisces until April 4th. And so, this is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, art, and, our pleasures and the things that bring us, what we enjoy, right? So makes life a little easy. And so it's going to be gracing the waters of Pisces, right? And so Venus in Pisces is exalted. And so it's really infusing different things, right? Our relationships and aesthetic sensibilities with compassion. And so, sensitivity and imagination is also coming into play. And it's really a beautiful energy to have at the same time that we're experiencing this new moon in Pisces. And so it's going to be here until the 4th. Venus is, inviting us to explore the depths of our emotional connections, right? So really a focus on our relationships, our interpersonal connections, and our commitments, and the things that bring us joy and pleasure, and embracing the magic of love and however it shows up in our life, right? So, Venus, like I said, it's exalted in Pisces. And so that means that its influence is going to be particularly potent and harmonious. It's the goddess of love. It's free to express herself fully when it's in the sign of Pisces. I like to say that. So no ego, it's not going to be here. It's like that unconditional love, really. So just kind of keep that in mind also when you are kind of feeling the feels during this time. Spring is coming upon us, so there's that. Anywho, so Venus and Pisces is encouraging us to dissolve boundaries, the boundaries that are holding us back, right? The boundaries that are blocking us from experiencing, the pleasures of life, and merge with divine essence of love that flows through all of creation. So keep in mind that Venus in Pisces is going to make a conjunction to Saturn in Pisces. And so this is adding a bit of stability and maturity to our romantic endeavors. So a lot of people might actually get like engaged or get married during this time. Um, something that's going to create like a concrete result, something that's going to create long-term results, something that lasts a lifetime or longer, right? So Saturn's influence, like I said, encourages us to take our commitment serious and build relationships based on trust, respect, boundaries, mutual understanding, these things. So it's a time for deepening bonds and investing connections that stand the test of time. And so additionally, Venus is going to be forming a sextile with Jupiter and Uranus that's in Taurus, right? So this is going to be really, right, enhancing the potential for growth and expansion in the matters of love and money and pleasure, right? So keep in mind, Venus do rule money, right? So it's about the money too. Um, Venus rules Taurus and also rules Libra, but it is exalted when it's in Pisces. So with it making a sextile to Jupiter and Uranus in its home sign, Jupiter is about expansion and abundance, and Uranus is about, shocks and surprises and things that are liberating and kind of, these breakthroughs that we get. So you might get a financial breakthrough. There might be an unexpected proposal or, something that comes out of the blue when it comes to finances or relationships or something like that. All right. So growth is possible in different ways. So Jupiter's influence, like I said, is bringing those blessings and abundance, while Uranus is introducing the element of excitement and something spontaneous. And so it's really encouraging us to embrace new experiences and explore what we desire, right? Explore the infinite possibilities that love has to offer. Okay. So moving on to the sun in Aries. So this is the spring equinox. Spring is here. Okay. March the 19th until April 19th, we will be in Aries season. So happy solar return to all of you Aries out there. And it's going to be in the fiery sign, right? The sun is transiting this fiery sign, and it is, ushering in a new astrological year. So this is a whole new beginning. This is all new energy. We're going to be getting a renewal of our vitality, our energy, setting new goals and our new initiatives. And so Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it's associated with courage and action, independence. It rules the head. It is about, our self-identity and how we go about, doing things, making time for new beginnings and fresh starts. That's what this is all about. And during this transit with the sun going through Aries, it's going to be making a sextile with Pluto that's in Aquarius. So adding more depth and intensity to that personal power and that sense of purpose because of that Aries energy and that Pluto determination and devotion that it has. So Pluto's influence is really going to be encouraging us to embrace transformation as well as empowerment, or transformation through empowerment, or empowerment through transformation. However, either way, it all makes sense. So shedding old layers so that way we can step into new potential of what we can become and what we can do, right? It's a time to reclaim your power, right? Calling it back in, doing some root chakra work, wearing the color red, really digging deep into that energy of embodying your inner power, your willpower, right? So the sun in Aries also is, like I said, the arrival of spring. So it's a season of growth, a season of renewal, the season of awakening. So we might have a lot of that, like a lot of revelations and awakenings and things coming to the forefront, especially with the sextile from the sun in Aries to Pluto in Aquarius. Lots of breakthroughs and transformations that could be happening, and can give us a lot of action, right? Or the need to take action on pursuing our goals with passion and determination, right? Embracing opportunities that could possibly lie ahead. Okay, so moving forward, we have Mars entering into Pisces, and so this happens on March the 22nd until April 30th. Mars will be transiting for the next 6 weeks through the sign of Pisces. It's a planet of action and desire, and it's not like what it's feeling like when it's at home, right? When Mars is in, Aries, right? So Mars is now leaving Aquarius, moving into Pisces, and it's really going to be diving deep into the watery depths of Pisces, all right? So it's like infusing all of your actions with empathy, intuition, and sensitivity, helping us to practice the pause before we actually react on something, have a better response to it. And it's telling us like we can we can invite the power, right, into ourselves, right? But not necessarily with this aggression. It can be gentle assertiveness, right? Compassionate action in a different way. Just kind of keeping that in mind, as we transit through this energy. Although we're in Aries, we're in Aries season, Mars is in Pisces, and it's kind of like playing this energy with each other, but also at the same time against each other, right? Because the sun is in one and then Mars is in another. So, we might be feeling a little at odds with ourselves, right? So Mars operates differently, like I said, when it's in Aries versus a water sign, right? So Mars is going to be completely different than when it's, in Pisces. It's encouraging us to move with grace and be more fluid in our actions, tapping into our intuition and feeling through things, using emotional intelligence as we are pursuing our desires. It's going to be really important, okay? Now, the transit is also going to be heightening a sense of empathy and compassion. So we can see more things like being more attuned to the needs and feelings of others, right? So, tapping in to, like I said, that emotional intelligence. It's a time for acting with kindness and understanding, and not necessarily being overly aggressive when we're trying to get a thing done, making sure that we're considering all when we're doing things, okay? And, it's possibly even like a time for us to kind of seek harmony and unity within our interactions with other people, okay? So there you have it. Now, I have this full moon, last but not least, that happens at 5 degrees Libra on March the 25th. So like I said, I will be posting 2 more videos. You have your new moon in Pisces, and then you will have your full moon in Libra at 5 degrees Libra that will happen later on, somewhere towards the middle of March. So but really briefly, just to kind of talk about this full moon. So it happens on March 25th at 5 degrees Libra. So, it's really inviting us to find balance and harmony in our relationships as well as our surroundings. So just depending on where you have Libra in your chart can kind of tell you how this is going to kind of manifest for you. Now, the moon is reaching its peak in Libra. Libra is about fairness and orders, the scales of justice and equilibrium, right? That's going to be coming to our focus at this time. And it's urging us to seek fairness and cooperation and compromise with our interactions with others, right? So it's going to be making some type of connection with Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. So it's like giving us opportunities for deep emotional healing and empowerment within our interpersonal connections and partnerships. And that could be all types of partnerships. It doesn't have to be just intimate partnerships. It could be a business partnership. It could be a friendship. It could be, you know, a work relationship or something like that. Now, Pluto's influence with this moon is going to be really giving us like deep emotional healing and empowerment, and also encouraging us to kind of go beneath the surface and address any underlying issues that might be affecting our connections with other people. Okay, now I'm gonna go further into this in the video. I'll also give readings for all 12 signs in both moon videos. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, so that way you will not miss the reading for all 12 signs. Okay, when I go into the readings for, you know, the full moon as well as the new moon. Okay, with the new moon, I tell you like what intentions you should be setting, and then with the full moon, I tell you what it is that you should be releasing, because full moons are always a time for releasing. So I hope this has been beneficial and helpful. That is all that I have for you all. So just really quick announcements. Make sure that you hit the description box below, so that way you can get your readings and your Reiki. Also, House of Chiron merch is still available on the website. So get your shirts, your hats, your beanies, your sweaters, your hoodies, all the things. And oh yes, also sign up for the free PDF cheat sheet. So I have like 30 pages of astrology information with the language and lingo. And you just kind of follow along with everything that I'm saying here, and you will be up to date and up to beat on it. You can understand it. And what else do I have? Readings that I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. Well, y'all have a wonderful March. I will see you all very soon. Make sure you are going, make sure you have gone and subscribed to my channel if you have not done so already, because if you made it to the end, that means you like it. So what you doing? Y'all have a good one. Bye.